Welcome back to our video series, 10 Tips for Finding a Safe Daycare. In this series, we discuss tips for parents who are currently searching for a daycare. It's based on our free guide, 10 Tips for Finding a Safe Daycare. To read the full guide, you can download it through the link below. Today, we're talking about tip number 4, licensing and insurance. Childcare facilities are licensed and regulated by state departments. The type of license a facility receives depends on your state's requirements and permit types, which are usually based on capacity. Typically, there are 4 types of permits: a full license or permit, a registration, a listing, or a certificate. 2 of the primary questions you should ask when touring a daycare are, is the daycare licensed, and what type of permit or license has the state issued? Licensed daycares are monitored by the state, meaning they can be held accountable if they violate the law or fail to meet the minimum standards set by your state. Always ask for the daycare's license or permit and their latest state inspection report. A licensed daycare will have this information on hand or be able to direct you to where you can find it online. If they don't have a license or refuse to show it to you, ask why and check your state's regulations to ensure the daycare is not required to be licensed by law. Most states offer an online license checking system where you can verify the licensing and view any violations in the daycare's recent history. A simple online search will provide basic information. Call your state department and ask for guidance if you cannot find the daycare you're considering. We strongly recommend avoiding unlicensed or unregulated daycares. The state does not inspect unregulated daycares, making it almost impossible to know if they follow the law and keep children safe. Next, let's discuss insurance. Most states require daycares to have minimum liability insurance to cover claims involving injuries. Ask your daycare if they carry liability insurance in the event of an incident. Most states require daycares to notify parents if they do not carry insurance. Check the information you were provided to verify if you received this notice. Having an insurance policy shows that the daycare likely takes its business seriously and is willing to spend the money to protect it. If a daycare does not carry insurance, it's likely cutting corners, an automatic red flag. Insurance provides a means of recovery if your child gets hurt due to negligence or abuse by the daycare and its employees. Without insurance, it's difficult to obtain recovery for injuries and damages. Lastly, let's talk about accreditation. Accreditation differs from state licensing and is given by private organizations that require certain standards, often more than what is necessary for a state license. Think of accreditation as extra credit. It's a good thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean the facility meets minimum standards. Always ask if the facility is accredited and by which organization. Look into the organization and its standards. Common accreditation organizations include NAEYC, NECPA, and the American Montessori Society. Call the accreditation organization and ask about your daycare. This information will give you the insight into the facility's standards and how seriously it takes its reputation. Observing the daycare during your initial visit and throughout your child's enrollment can provide insight into whether policies and procedures are followed. Your child's safety is our priority. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any concerns or questions about daycare licensing or insurance. At the Button Law Firm, we're here to keep you and your family moving forward.